The Magna Carta, originally issued in 1215 and reaffirmed in 1297, is often heralded as the cornerstone of constitutional law and a precursor to modern democratic principles. This analysis explores how the 1297 Magna Carta built upon the original document's principles, solidifying its role in limiting arbitrary power and protecting individual liberties. By granting these rights, enduring legal status, the 1297 Magna Carta ensured their continued enforcement, serving as a timeless symbol of justice and accountability of government. The Magna Carta emerged in 1215 as a response to the growing tensions between King John of England and his barons. The king's arbitrary rule, heavy taxation and military failures led to widespread discontent. To avert civil war, King John agreed to the Magna Carta, a document that sought to limit the power of the monarchy and protect the rights of the nobility. Although the 1215 Magna Carta was initially a peace treaty, its immediate impact was limited and it was annulled within months by the Pope. However, the principles enshrined in the document were too powerful to be disregarded. Subsequent monarchs reissued the Magna Carta in modified forms, culminating in the 1297 version under King Edward I. This reaffirmation was crucial as it embedded the document within England's legal framework, giving it enduring authority and recognition. One of the Magna Carta's most revolutionary concepts was the establishment of the rule of law. It asserted that no one, not even the monarch, was above the law. The principle laid the groundwork for constitutional governments where law applies equally to all citizens, including rulers. By reinforcing this concept in 1297, the Magna Carta paved the way for future legal developments that emphasised government accountability and the protection of individual life. The Magna Carta was a direct challenge to the absolute authority of the monarch. It sought to curb the king's power by outlining specific limitations. For example, it included clauses that restricted the king's ability to impose taxes without the common council of the realm, effectively laying the foundation for the development of a parliamentary system. The 1297 version ensured that these limitations were not mere suggestions, but binding legal constraints on the monarchy. The Magna Carta was instrumental in safeguarding certain individual liberties. Although initially aimed at protecting the interests of the nobility, its principles extended to broader segments of society over time. Clauses within the Magna Carta addressed issues such as protection from unlawful imprisonment, access to swift justice, and the protection of property rights. The 1297 reaffirmation ensured that these liberties gained the status of enforceable rights. Incorporating into statutory law, the 1297 Magna Carta was significant in that it became part of the statutory law of England. Unlike the original 1215 Charter, which was a negotiated agreement, the 1297 version was enacted as a statute, giving it a formal legal authority. This incorporation meant that its principles were not merely advisory, but were enforceable by the courts, thus guaranteeing their application in the governance of the realm. The legal status of the 1297 Magna Carta influenced the drafting of subsequent foundational legal documents such as the English Bill of Rights in 1689 and the United States Constitution in 1787. The principles of due process, the right to a fair trial, and the notion that the governmental authority is not absolute can all trace their origins back to the Magna Carta. By enshrining these principles in statutory law, the 1297 Magna Carta ensured their survival and adaptation in future legal systems. Over the centuries, the Magna Carta has come to symbolise the struggle for justice and the protection of individual rights against the encroachments of power. Its clauses on the right to a fair trial and the protection from arbitrary detention are seen as the precursors to the modern concepts of human rights and civil liberties. The 1297 reaffirmation cemented its status as a document of enduring importance, not just as a historical artifact, but as a living symbol of the principles it embodies. The principles enshrined in the Magna Carta have transcended its medieval origins, inspiring legal systems around the world. For example, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1948, echoes the Magna Carta's emphasis on justice and individual rights. The 1297 Magna Carta's legacy is evident in its influence on common law traditions and its role in shaping the values of democratic societies globally. The Magna Carta laid the foundation for the development of constitutional law by establishing the idea that the authority of the government is limited by a higher legal framework. The 1297 version's incorporation into statutory law further entrenched the principle, making it a precursor to modern constitutional documents that define and limit governmental power. The Magna Carta's principles continue to resonate in contemporary legal and political discourse. Debates over governmental surveillance, individual privacy, and the balance between security and liberty often invoke the Magna Carta's legacy. It serves as a reminder that the protection of individual rights and the accountability of government are ongoing challenges that require constant vigilance. The Magna Carta of 1297 was not merely a historical footnote, but a critical reaffirmation of the revolutionary ideas first introduced in 1215. By embedding the principles of the rule of law, the limitation of arbitrary power, and the protection of individual liberties into statutory law, the 1297 Magna Carta ensured their lasting influence on legal and political thought. It stands as a symbol of the enduring struggle for justice, individual rights, and accountability to governance. Its legacy continues to shape the principles of modern legal systems, reminding us of the importance of these foundational concepts and the pursuit of a just society.